Hey guys, welcome to lesson 3, the division law. The division law states a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n equals a to the power of m minus n. That is, the base stays the same and the powers are subtracted. You can write division one of two ways. You can write it as a number sentence or you can write it as a fraction. Alright, let's do some questions. First question, we have 4 to the power of 5 divided by 4 to the power of 2. The base stays the same, that's 4. The powers are subtracted. 5 take away 2 is 3, so that's 4 to the power of 3. Second question, x to the power of 7 divided by x to the power of 3. Base stays the same, so that's x. 7 take away 3, that's 4. So it's x to the power of 4. Slightly more complicated question here. We have x to the power of 6, y to the power of 4, divided by x to the power of 2, y to the power of 3. We deal with the x's first and deal with them separately. So 6 take away 2 is 4, so that's x to the power of 4. Next we deal with the y's. 4 take away 3 is 1, so that's y to the power of 1, except that we don't need to write the 1. That gives us x to the power of 4 and y. Question 4. We have x squared y to the power of 7 on the numerator and y squared on the denominator. We deal with the x's first. There's only x squared, so we leave it the same. And the fraction sign is a takeaway. So 7 minus 2 for the powers becomes y to the power of 5. So that's x to the power of 2, y to the power of 5. Question 5 looks even more complicated. We deal with the whole numbers first. 28 divided by 4, that's 7. Then we deal with the x's. X to the power of 5 divided by x to the power of 2, that's x to the power of 3. Then we deal with the y's. Y to the power of 2 divided by y, that's just y to the power of 1, or y. Question 6, very similar to question 5. This time it's 4 over 32. You simplify the fraction 4 over 32. You can either put that in your calculator or you can just simplify it. That gives you 1 over 8 as the numbers. And then you deal with your x's. So that's 7 take away 5 for the powers. That gives you x to the power of 2. And then you deal with the y's. 11 take away 3 for the y's. That gives you y to the power of 8. We don't need to write 1 for the numerator because in algebra you don't need to write 1. Alright, next question. We deal with our fraction first. So 10 over 25. We simplify that. That's 2 over 5. So we start by writing that. Next we have a look at our x's. 11 take away 2, that's 9, so that's x to the power of 9. And finally we deal with our y's. 6 take away 1, that's 5, so that's y to the power of 5. Alright, question 8 looks a bit complicated, but it's not. We can see that the base is the same, 12 and 12, so we leave the base the same as 12. And according to our law, we simply subtract the powers. 4x minus x is 3x, so the answer is 12 to the power of 3x. Question 9, very similar to question 8, you can see that the base is the same, so we leave the base as y and we subtract the powers. 10x plus 1 minus x is 9x plus 1. Question 10, once again a little bit similar. The base is y, so we leave it as y. Our first power is 7. Our second power is 1 minus x. So we need to do 7 minus all of 1 minus x. We need to put that in brackets. So that's where it gets a little bit tricky. And then we need to expand the brackets. So you need to be a little bit careful here. Expanding the brackets gives you 7 minus 1 plus x. Okay, that minus x becomes a plus x when you expand the brackets. And finally, when you simplify that, that becomes 7 minus 1 plus x equals 6 plus x for the powers. And that's it for the division law. I'll see you next lesson. Thank you. Bye-bye.